While the entire royal family stood tall in solemn tribute to Britain's fallen heroes, Prince Harry was living it up under the bright lights of Hollywood. And what his wife Meghan Markle did that night? Oh, it's got Harry fuming, Britain disgusted, and royal watchers around the world shaking their heads in disbelief. Picture this: Prince William, Princess Catherine, King Charles, and Queen Camilla, all standing with dignity at the cenotaph in London. Each of them dressed in black, poppies pinned to their coats, eyes filled with pride and grief as they honored those who gave their lives for freedom. The air was heavy, reverent, and sacred. Every movement was measured, every breath a tribute to sacrifice. And then, 3,000 miles away, there was Harry, glass of champagne in hand, smiling awkwardly under the Beverly Hills lights surrounded by the Kardashians at Kris Jenner's lavish 70th birthday bash. The contrast could not be more painful. One brother at a memorial, the other at a mansion party. But what Meghan chose not to do that night, oh, that's where the scandal explodes. According to insiders, Harry is absolutely furious. The man is said to be raging behind closed doors, humiliated by what unfolded in front of hundreds of Hollywood eyes. Because this wasn't just any night, it was Remembrance Weekend, Britain's most sacred occasion for honoring military heroes. And Harry, for all the bridges he's burned, still respects that day. He wore his poppy with pride, but Meghan? Not a single poppy in sight. No red flower, no nod to tradition, not even a subtle touch of red and black to show awareness of the day, nothing. Zero acknowledgement of the one day her husband values above all. Royal commentators are calling it a calculated insult, a deliberate snub to British tradition. They say it's not just cultural ignorance, it's straight up disrespect. Because Meghan isn't just any American celebrity. She's the Duchess of Sussex, a woman who proudly stamps her royal title on every podcast, wine bottle, and Netflix show she produces. She loves the prestige that comes with being royal, but apparently not the responsibility. And here's where the hypocrisy cuts deep. Meghan loves to present herself as a champion for veterans. She struts around the Invictus Games in expensive designer outfits, giving heartfelt speeches about honoring heroes. But when the real day of remembrance came, the one day that mattered most, she couldn't be bothered to pin a simple flower to her dress. The disrespect, the audacity, the nerve. And Harry, he's furious. Sources close to him say he feels powerless. The man who once stood tall in uniform now feels like a guest star in Meghan's reality show. While Prince William was out there representing the crown like the future king, he is attending climate summits, giving powerful speeches, and commanding respect. His younger brother was posing for selfies with reality stars. William returned home just in time for Remembrance Sunday. He stood at the cenotaph, his military uniform flawless, his expression solemn. When he laid his wreath, Britain saw a man of purpose every inch, the future monarch. Harry, meanwhile, was spotted chatting with Kylie Jenner and sipping champagne under a chandelier. The symbolism couldn't be clearer. William, the embodiment of duty. Harry, the image of regret. Insiders whisper that Harry knows this contrast is killing his image. Friends from his army days have said he drinks not to celebrate, but to forget. One called him the world's unhappiest millionaire. Imagine that, a prince, a soldier, now trapped in a life he barely recognizes. Because that Hollywood crowd, they're not his people. Sure, Kris Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Oprah Winfrey, and Martha Stewart were all there. But according to guests, Harry looked lost, like a man wearing someone else's life. He smiled for photos, but his eyes, they told a story of emptiness. And it gets worse. Meghan's networking spree that night was relentless. He wasn't mingling for fun, she was marketing. According to multiple insiders, she even brought her new wine brand to the event, hoping celebrities would post about it. Can you imagine? Royalty turned salesperson. Meanwhile, veterans back home wore their poppies with pride. Families of fallen soldiers laid flowers at graves. And Meghan Markle? Not even a nod. The poppy, that tiny red flower, means everything in Britain. It's not a decoration. It's not a fashion piece. It's sacred. It's remembrance. It's gratitude. And Harry understood that. He wore his poppy proudly at the Hollywood Bash, a quiet gesture of respect. But Meghan? She wore black, plain, and unapologetic. No flower, no symbol, no solidarity. Royal? Experts are calling it her boldest act of defiance yet. They say she knew what she was doing, Meghan doesn't make casual choices, everything is calculated. And this was her message. I don't answer to British traditions, I do what I want. But that attitude backfired spectacularly. Because you can't call yourself Duchess of Sussex when it benefits your brand, then turn around and ignore the traditions that title represents. It's not just the British people who are outraged. Veterans, military families, even supporters who once defended Meghan are furious. One widow of a soldier killed in Afghanistan posted a heartbreaking message saying her husband fought alongside men like Harry, and she couldn't understand how Harry's wife could disrespect their memory so blatantly. That post went viral overnight. On talk shows and radio lines across Britain, callers were fuming. Elderly veterans broke down crying, saying they never imagined a royal, even a former one, would dishonor Remembrance Sunday this way. The emotional damage was immense. And Harry? He's stuck between worlds. Photos from the event show his face, clenched jaw, forced smile, eyes distant, a man living a life that no longer feels like his. Insiders claim he begged Meghan to wear the poppy. He knew how bad it would look, but she refused. Because as one palace insider put it bluntly, in that marriage, Meghan doesn't take orders, she gives them. Sources close to the palace say this isn't new. From the moment Meghan entered Harry's life, she's been in control of the brand, the image, the decisions. Harry wanted privacy, Meghan wanted publicity. She got it. He wanted to keep ties with his family. She wanted independence. Done. Every explosive interview, every Netflix deal, every PR stunt her call. And now, even his symbols of service are being stripped away, one by one. The man who once stood proud in uniform is now a supporting character in Meghan's quest for fame. Royal commentators describe Harry as hollowed out. Once cheeky, brave, full of mischief, now quiet, subdued, a shell of who he was. A mouse, not a man. And Meghan, she's thriving in her own way, selling her brand, rubbing elbows with billionaires, using that Duchess title like a luxury label. Because let's be honest, without it, what is she? A former actress with a canceled podcast and a flop. Netflix show. That royal title is her currency. It's what opens doors in Hollywood. It's what gets her wine brand attention. But here's the ultimate irony. You can't cash in on a royal title while disrespecting royal values. If the poppy snub wasn't humiliating enough, Meghan's night took another blow. She came face to face with Martha Stewart, the queen of American lifestyle, branding everything Meghan dreams of being. But sources say Martha was polite and icy. She kept her distance. She's built her empire on credibility and authenticity. Two things. Meghan's brand is sorely lacking. Industry insiders say it was awkward to watch. Meghan tried to charm her, but Martha wasn't buying it. Hollywood can smell desperation a mile away, and Meghan was practically drowning in it. While Martha mingled effortlessly with billionaires and moguls, Meghan was reportedly trying to hand out bottles of her wine. Some guests even nicknamed her Goodie Bag Meghan. Ouch. Imagine that at a billionaire's birthday bash with Oprah, Kim Kardashian, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates, and Meghan's hustling like a sales rep. It's not royal. It's not graceful. It's desperate. Back in Britain, the backlash has been brutal. Hashtags condemning Meghan's behavior are trending everywhere. Newspapers are calling it her lowest moment yet. Even commentators who once defended her are now saying this was the moment she lost Britain for good. And the royal family? Silent, dignified, distant. They don't need to say a word, the world saw everything. Meanwhile, Harry's at a crossroads, trapped between loyalty to his wife and the values of his country. He's watching his brother rise while he sinks deeper into irrelevance. And everyone can see it except maybe him. How much? How longer can he live like this? How many more humiliations can he endure before something finally breaks? Because every poppy not worn, every tradition ignored, every headline about disrespect, it's another crack in the fragile image they've built. The tragedy of it all, Harry knows. Deep down, he knows he made the wrong choice. He watches William with pride and heartbreak. He misses that sense of purpose. He misses being part of something bigger. But he's trapped by love, by pride, by fear, and by Meghan's control over their empire. One royal insider summed it up perfectly. Harry traded duty for drama, and now he's living the consequences. The British public, they've spoken. Enough is enough. And as Meghan keeps climbing Hollywood's slippery ladder, Harry's left behind a prince without a palace, a soldier without a cause, and a husband torn between heart and heritage. And all because of one missing poppy. Behind the glossy smiles and curated Instagram posts, insiders whisper that the Sussex household isn't the picture of wedded bliss it once appeared to be. The laughter that once filled Montecito's mansion has been replaced with tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. Those close to the couple say the Remembrance Weekend incident wasn't just a public embarrassment, it triggered a private storm. After the party, Harry allegedly confronted Meghan about the poppy. He tried gently at first to explain how much that tiny flower meant. Not to the crown, not to protocol, but to him personally. To the soldiers who never came home. To the friends he lost in Afghanistan. But Meghan, according to Palace Whispers, brushed it off with a shrug and a line that cut him to the core. Harry, this isn't Britain. No one here cares about poppies. That sentence, sources say, left him speechless. Because she was right in Hollywood, they don't care. But in Harry's heart, the soldier in him still does. He's torn between the man he used to be and the world Meghan built for them. A world of photo ops, luxury deals, and endless brand partnerships. And yet, every time he looks at photos of his brother stoic, steady, respected, he feels that pang of regret. Friends from his army days say he still keeps an old picture of himself in uniform tucked away in a drawer, almost like a relic from another life. Meanwhile, Meghan continues her relentless reinvention. She's lining up interviews, brand collaborations, and lifestyle projects, trying to cement herself as America's new modern duchess. But behind closed doors, that ambition is beginning to backfire. Hollywood isn't buying the royal-turned-entrepreneur act anymore. They see the desperation beneath the polish. The charm that once dazzled talk show hosts now feels rehearsed. The sparkle is fading. One insider described their marriage as a business partnership in crisis. Harry provides the royal DNA. Meghan provides the PR engine. But love? That's harder to find these days. And that's the real tragedy here. Not the missing poppy, not the media backlash, but the slow unraveling of a prince who once had everything. The laughter, the duty, the love of a nation, all traded for the illusion of freedom. Now, as the headlines fade and the champagne glasses are cleared away, one question remains. Was it worth it, Harry? Because for the first time, it seems even he isn't so sure anymore.